Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Second Forge Watch Invitational. How crazy is that?
That's pretty sweet. I'm
I'm
not
I'm
gonna lie.
excited. So can you all hear us? How's the sound? Fox, you want to chat real quick? Just see if they can hear you too.
Yeah,
Oh,
let you guys. I can't speak. Sorry. Let us know how we sound. Everything should be good to go.
as soon as we hear back from the chat, let's do this.
Indeed, I'm excited. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, I'm just excited. This is our second one. This is huge.
Oh yeah. I mean, the first one, it was Blue Decks who took it down, right?
Yes, it was. It was funny.
And
A finals that had nothing to do with Thundersoar, despite the meta being Thundersoar. I hope that we end up getting something like that today. Everybody's been bashing on the Brood Queen. I would like to see a finals that had no Brood Queen. Hopefully somebody can pull that off.
I would agree with you there. I think this is going to be a really, really good and interesting event to watch. So I'm really excited to see what people have come up with.
What's everybody think of the pods that we're doing? By the way, do you like how that's being organized? Because I'm pretty excited about doing a round robin thing, forcing you to play against everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Also,
7 rounds is pretty sweet when you're able to play against every single person in your pod. Nobody gets to dodge somebody.
spoilers today. We have two of the new legendaries coming to spoil you for you today. As well, if you go to the homepage of SoulforgeGame.com, there's 4 heroics up there for you, all of which have consistent
Why don't I go ahead and link that?
behind
And
the
actually,
secrets of
the
souls.
Necreum one does not have consistent. Oh wait, yeah, it does. Never
Yes, it
mind.
does, Foxy. It does.
I did not read it correctly. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I forgive you. Accidents happen. Mistakes
You
were
can
made.
slap me.
What do you guys think of those? I think that maybe that's something we can talk about as we wait for the round to start. I am very interested in the Necreum one. The Necreum one seems really sweet. Definitely doesn't go into a certain deck that I like to play, Cough. But I don't know. I'm really interested. I like that they all have better stats, but they're faction restricted than their counterparts. Like the Master of Elements, likewise, has slightly better stats. It's the Tarsus style unremovable, but it can only hit 10 piece cards.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got the Frostwell Tracker's counterpart, and so he's got a better body at every level. But once again, he can only hit you Terra creatures.
All right, so we got the first match starting now, leading off with a Broodfang from Captain 78. That's a strong play that has the ability to get rid of, well, anything. Looks like we're going to use a Burninate and level up a Killian to get rid of that, and then follow it up with Infinity Warden. Not actually going to get to level anything, though. First turn play Killian. Normally that would have been like a really sad hand to have, but considering that there weren't too many things that you wanted to level anyways, those Killians, might as well just get them to level 2.
Mm-hmm. They seem like a fantastic thing to have going here. And I do think we're probably going to see that Devourer getting taken care of this turn.
Aetherphage, getting rid of something. What are we going to get rid of? You think he gets rid of the Energy Surge?
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter when you have Killians in your deck.
Mm-hmm. But there's the possibility of Oracle as well.
All right, what do you do here? Personally, I play the Gox, but we've already seen 2 Iron Mines go to the discard pile. I'm not necessarily sure Gox would be the right play anyways. Looks like he goes with Burnout to get rid of it.
I actually really like that play. Well, he's not leveling extra cards. His deck is built to make up for that disadvantage, as it were, with Battle Brands and Killians, which means that he's actually improving his deck consistency without losing cards. Without
Does
losing
look
levels.
like, by the way, the deck lists are in chat. Stopmeister nicely linked them for you guys. In the future, they will be available down below the stream. Just make sure you refresh your page and then click the links down below. As those links become available, usually within 15 minutes of them becoming available, they'll be down there for you. That said, Korok, I'm really interested to see Korok. This guy has not seen play in the 5 months that he's been out, outside of like a few gimmick, not tournament caliber decks. So it's really nice to see him get dropped here.
Mm-hmm. Aetherphage takes that burnout, which I don't think was going to be an issue anyways.
Iron Maiden and Dragon both showcasing as probably what he's looking to use for his win condition as profitable bombs. And looks like Korok is seeing some Basher use right here, using the Elayan Strategist to play the role of a Gemhide Basher, just instantly taking out things. That's a really interesting play, and gotta say, I like it.
Yeah, I do too. We also get to see that he is going to hit his battle brand. He's going to get to level 1 of those 2 threats right now, and if he finds either of his Killian 2s, he can actually skip it all the way to level 3 this rank.
Well, this field is starting to look scary for Decurion. Do you think? What do you think? Like the cards that he leveled up in player level 1, there aren't too many that are like he didn't get to level too many of his bombs. I don't feel. I mean, luckily he's got those Killians that'll be able to get that dragon to level 3. So I guess it's not that scary, but it's still fairly scary.
Yeah. I mean, he does find a battle brand to level another Surge this turn, and the Killian to get that dragon to level 3, so he does have the potential to do what he wants.
The thing I'm more excited about is getting that level 3 Killian in the deck. That thing is bonkers. Being able to Oracle-style level a card is just crazy. Those shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Tarsos level 2 will start to make things scary with that Broodfang. That Broodfang, just a second half of a creature that's able to take out level 3s. I guess nothing wrong with that. Pretty interesting. That's what they're deciding to nerf about Brood Queen come... What is it? They said the earliest that patch would be Monday?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the card that they're choosing to nerf on that. Do you think that's the right way? What's your personal opinion on how you would handle that? Do you think that's good?
I think that's probably fine. One of the biggest reasons Brood Queen got a lot of value is because that Broodfang was often able to kill another card. And so it would kill a card, and then you still had the ability to activate Brood Queen to kill something else. And usually you had another token available for that.
Yeah, so for me, I think the scariest part about Broodfang is that it can kill higher level cards fairly easily. Often, it can... At level 1, there's times where it's going to be killing level 3 creatures. If not immediately at the start of their turn, after their turn ends. So that's definitely a big fear in the card. So I think that's a really good way for them to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Very sad board position here, though, for Decurion. I think that this is it.
Yeah,
That's,
there's
lethal on board. So unless Captain 78 decides to replace pre-combat, he just hits battle, and game 1 will go to Captain 78.
Mm-hmm. I think a good reason for this to actually have happened this game is the fact that he didn't really see any of the cards he wanted to level in rank 1. I've noticed that these decks typically want to get at least 1 or 2 dragons leveled in rank 1. He was not able to do that because they're how you catch up in rank 2.
Right. I mean, he had his Killians early, which meant that he couldn't get something in the discard pile and level them. The Burninates never came alongside dragons, so definitely a frustrating turn of events for Decurion. That said, you can't afford to miss out on those opportunities when you're playing against the Brood Queen deck. That deck does not give many inches for you to take a mile out of.
Mm-hmm. You have to either catch back up very, very quickly, or you have to stay ahead the entire time, because they're able to push an advantage once they get ahead very effectively.
For those who are asking, the round robins are best of 1. That's why you're playing everybody in your pod. We made a choice. Either you'd only get to play like half the people in your pod and do best of threes, or play everyone, which is all 7 people, and do best of one. That is very close to how we run our normal tournaments with 7 rounds. So that is what we decided to do. You'll face the widest array of decks, and playing 7 rounds tends to mitigate that what people call luck factor. So that is round 1. Does go to Captain 78, and hopefully we'll get someone else on here in the meantime. Let's go ahead and talk about some more of those new cards coming out in... it's only 8 cards. Do we call it 3.1, or do we call it Set 3 version and B?
I actually really like saying 3.1. I think the card that has the most me intrigued out of these 4 heroics is definitely the Necreum one. Being able to thin your deck every rank, just consistently say, all right, well, I didn't get to level this card this game, so I'm going to play this level 2 Tomb Pillager and, kick that Varix Embrace that's not going to do anything out of my discard pile. Seems like it's a very powerful, potentially a very powerful effect.
Yeah, I definitely agree. What do you think of the Eloyan one? That's I mean, essentially it's a Technosmith, right? Like, it's a Technosmith that has consistent. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I think, like, of all of them, that's the one I enjoy the least.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
It's the one that I'm not sold on yet. I mean, a 1/1 at level 1 is pretty bad, but it does have a better level 2 body, which is a lot of the time very relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to always draw it for the rest of the game and always level an extra card is a powerful effect.
Right.
So,
looks like we have, by the way, moved over to Hans's stream, so let's go ahead and switch over there.
All right.
I believe that this is still game 1. Or,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that this is still round 1, rather.
This is still round 1, so it looks like just barely started. So,
all right. In 1.3, looks like we're looking through to see what we want to level.
That's a very interesting hand from Hans here, though.
yeah, I wonder what you're gonna level with the battle brand, huh? Maybe a dragon.
Well, so the interesting thing, and I think that there's a large number of people who would go different ways on this, is what you play for your second play. It's 1.3. You'll get to level the Gox almost, or you get to get the card draw off Gox almost assuredly. Do you level the second dragon as your second card, or do you level the Gox? I think personally I go for the second dragon, but I think that there's a large number of people who would take the 6-card hand in 2.1.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, especially if he's running something like the gnome, where he's going to be able to get some good card draw off of it, which is definitely going to be needed given the kind of board position that Hans is sticking in right now. The more solutions he can possibly get. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
That said, Hans hasn't taken very much damage at all yet.
Yeah, that's a really good
point. I don't think either of these decks really are scared of player level 1 pressure anyways. I think naturally they both lend themselves to stopping damage in different ways. Really, you look to see if UN takes over in player level 2, or if not, then did the AT player level their bombs and win in player level 3. I think that's really, you look at one of those as the 2 options.
Mm-hmm.
So there you get a nice, good view of that discard pile and all of the things that he's got leveled up there.
I like seeing the Nanoswarm. I personally think that Nanoswarm is a great card in a deck that has 6+ ways to level cards.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's really something that you're seeing adopted because of Broodfang, Doomrider, and Broodqueen. Mm-hmm. I think that those 3 cards are incredible targets, and they're almost out there. It also turns Tarsus into a Dragon Egg.
Well, and I think one of the other really interesting things is it's a lane clogger, which is kind of important. I mean, it's a little bit dangerous with the Doom Rider because, with seemingly unimportant creatures that can just be killed off, you might, start some Doom Rider chains later on down the line after things have clogged up. But I think having a lane clogger is not a bad way to go.
Did look like Hounds decided to go the way of the Gox, by the way. Hopefully he'll draw a Iron Mine Acolyte. Oh, looks like it's not going to matter. Got that Disseum Brood Queen there to put a stop to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was going to happen anyways. I don't know what I was thinking when I said that the first time. Clearly, just, the card's a 2/6 vanilla, guys. That's why you're playing it, right? It's a great chump block. I don't know.
So, I mean, I can't imagine we're not going to see the Devourer at least get slowed down this turn.
It's going to be a huge swing, though, and if he essentially takes out another creature, it's just going to make it get bigger. So, kind of the dangerous situation, where he's staring down a hand that's full of removal, but then there's a Grimgaunt Devourer on board, too. So he either has to, double removal on the Devourer just to get it off the board completely to stop it from going, or he kind of slows it down, but then he also kind of ends up growing it because he tries to kill something else off. So that's a really tough choice to make when you're staring at something like that. I mean, I don't like the 2-for-1 that the Grimgaunt's going to get anyway. So I guess the question is it better to just do that now, since you're going to have to sink 2 cards into it? You don't have the hand to not do that right now, and it's only likely to get bigger given a hand like this. So I don't know. I'd probably end up just doing that, just double Brattlebrand it, and at least get some
double
stuff
your
leveled.
hand.
Well, actually, no. He doesn't have an Alloyan card, so no allied trigger.
Oh,
that sucks. That sucks.
That is pretty big there.
Yeah.
I think we always assume that the allied cards are going to have the extra ability, but when they don't, oh, is it brutal?
Yeah.
I am in the process of trying to secure some sweet giveaways for the stream.
Awesome. People
so
like
if
free
I
stuff.
buzz in and out, that's why that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would turn down free stuff? So you have an interesting choice here. Like, he has the way to clear out that Devour, but at the cost of taking a lot of damage. But, I mean, he can do a whole bunch of other things, but that still leaves him with not being able to take out the Devour.
Something interesting to note is he does have one card in his deck that can 1-for-1 that Devourer, and that is his Dragon 2.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So, I mean, what else do you do? Because, I mean, I guess he could still take 2 creatures out and then get a 1-for-1 trade on that Devourer, but he's taking a swing for, what is that, 18 then?
He might also choose to Uranti Bolt that Devourer.
That's actually a really smart idea. That's a really
just
smart...
the one turn of preventing a swing is pretty big.
Yeah. Well, and it could potentially buy him the time that he needs.
Yeah, I mean, it'd bring the health down, and he could potentially just take out another creature.
Looks like he goes for the clear. I almost kind of like that idea better, though, just stalling out the Devourer. But honestly, as I was saying, I don't blame him for making that play. I mean, just making sure that it goes down when you know that it can go down, and you might not have the Uranti Bolt the second time, and so if he hadn't
draw the dragon, though.
But if he hadn't, right. that would have been pretty awful.
Really bad. Now, he does have the ability to drop that dragon, and if there is a Brood Queen that comes down this turn, he can actually just kill it.
Yeah.
And if one doesn't come down, he can just drop it and kill off any creature.
There goes the Uranti Bolt.
Ooh.
Aetherphage, definitely quite a beating against the Elaine Tempe's deck. If you don't get those early levels on your bombs, or say they take the Battlebrand out of your hand, just missing on the opportunity. I keep wanting to call it by Bernanay. For those of you who don't know, that was the playtest name of Battlebrand.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate that Uranti Bolt was taken.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference on how this is going to play out, because he went from this point where, like, Brood Queen gets played and he has a solution to it to just having nothing at that point. So, kind of rough knowing that Scorchmane is going to die just at the cost of Wookiee Mike losing a level 1 Disseum Brood Queen, or, some other chump that may come down here.
This is a pretty good potential here, though. If no Aetherphage hits the board, Hans is going to be drawing 5 extra cards this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And getting a free creature on the board.
Yeah, and he's going to need every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he's got to draw something that's going to take out that Brood Queen in whatever these energy surges give him.
I mean, if he finds some static shocks and an invoker, he could actually probably just take care of this whole board. But he would have to pass on the Killian to do that.
Yeah. You're staring at that Dragon 3 there now. That could be the kind of thing, as long as Hans is able to stabilize, that would just bring him right back in. So we'll have to see whether or not he's able to get through player level 2 in a pretty good life total and get that dragon early enough to help him make a comeback here.
Oh, did want people to know while you're listening in chat, every game today is untimed. This is the competitive event of the year, so we want people to take as long as they feel is necessary to complete their games. I mean, obviously, if you're taking 10-minute turns, we'll step in, but, outside of that, you have plenty of time. All you have to do is accept your next game on time. There is no penalty for having your game go past the start time of the next round, since you already know who your next opponent is in round robin. That's one of the biggest pros for setting it up that way.
And you won't delay the top 16 if you take a while.
I mean, I hope your game's not taking a week. I'm not. I'm certainly not covering that game.
If we have a game from the round robin delaying the top 16, I think we've got something going on.
Yeah, this isn't like a game of Risk, right? Which I think everybody's had those games of Risk where they go 3 weeks long. Hopefully we won't have that same kind of an issue. It looks like, according to the bracket, which actually I should probably update down below, we haven't had any other results yet, so we're still waiting to see how the other other 3 matches, aside from the first one that we watched today, are turning out. And of course, we're watching Hans and Wookie Mike here on a little bit of a delay.
Mm-hmm. Group B actually has 3 matches completed.
Oh, do they?
Yes. The only one outstanding is Evil Weevil versus Randalls.
Nice. Let's see if I can edit in those brackets down below.
Wookie Mike seems to be having a difficult turn here. He's either got a lot of really good cards in hand or a lot of really bad cards. At least in my opinion, that's what would make me take a while. Either trying to find something that's not bad to play, or trying to decide which of all these good cards I have I should play.
I do also want to mention, if you don't want to know the result of this match, I don't know if it's been reported or not yet, but please don't go look at the bracket while you're waiting, because we don't want to be spoiled in chat. Hans does have a 5-minute delay, which is why he's playing without a handguard. I'm very happy to see that.
Yes.
Because it does let you see. Hans is regarded as one of the top players in this game. Some people even consider him the top player. Really lets you try and compare what you would do versus what he would do. So I'm very happy to see the open hand today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the brackets for those who do want spoilers, in case you're curious, those are now updated and down below the stream. And it looks like we got our final result in for Group B. It looks like Randall's over Evil Weevil.
So anywho, I think it's very interesting that the first two matches that we showed are both Elaine Tempe's versus Brood Queen. From what the forums told me, I would have expected that I'd only be seeing Brood Queen today, but I think it's very interesting that both matches we're seeing all four factions represented.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool. And honestly, again, deck list down below the stream. If you look through it, there's definitely, some difference in the deck lists. And even as you look between deck lists that may look the same on a surface level, you might find those little variations that every player is kind of fine-tuned with. And so it'll be interesting to see, who's testing, who's fine-tuning ends up coming out ahead.
All right, we do see a Doom Rider drop.
Mm-hmm.
You can rest assured that we're going to see some Brood Queen action. Take out that Scorchmane Dragon. That Doom Rider going to be very scary. An 11-15 with a Brood Queen on board. Now you have two just absolutely massive threats, and one of your biggest answers now gone.
But if there's any turn that Hans can have to catch him up, it's probably going to be this one.
Only one Static Shock, though, and no other Tempest spells there for that Flamebreak and Invoker. He can get another card with the Iron Mind Acolyte, though, so definitely throw that one out there just to see if you can potentially pull another card for the chain there. Because I feel like getting a good Flamebreak sweep in here is going to be very vital for Hans to get this board back.
I think if he finds a Burnout, I think exactly Burnout is probably what he's looking for.
He's already used one, right? So there's only one left in his deck because he's got one in his card pile right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, I could as soon as he closes that, I'll be able to see 10, 12, and has 7 in hand. Yep. So 29 card deck. He has used that Burnout already.
So, I mean, the question is, where does the Acolyte go?
I personally think the Acolyte's going to end up going in front of the Aetherphage because we're going to try and get as much damage on that Brood Queen as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, maybe not. Maybe you put... I don't know. I think I put the Killian in front of the Brood Queen, forcing a choice next turn. Do you lose the Brood Queen, or do you kill the Killian? I think that's what I do.
Yeah, I want to see what the Acolyte draws, though. I think that's going to be... That could be very important for how this goes down here.
Yeah, if he hits that Burnout, I think he can actually kill both the Brood Queen and the Aetherphage.
All right, so I have giveaways every hour since this is going to be an 11-hour event. So every 2 rounds, we'll go ahead and do a giveaway. And I think I'm going to give people... I think I'm going to make this a little bit more interesting than usual today. I think I'm going to give the first winner the choice of what they want.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I got a couple different things I can give away, and I will let them have a choice. Choosing to block the Doom Rider with the Acolyte.
This is a very interesting potential choice.
An interesting potential choice.
Well, because he's still holding it, right? He hasn't dropped it yet, so it is... Yeah, he's pulling it back. I still think I would probably drop it in front of the Aetherphage because the Aetherphage is actively attacking right now. And
well, I think it's a poor decision to put it in front of the Doom Rider because he can sack with the Brood Queen combat and get a huge damage value out of that.
Yeah.
Not what he wanted to see off that Acolyte draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he would have much preferred another Acolyte.
Yeah.
On the upside, he can now Nanoswarm his own Acolyte. He couldn't play it before.
MG Jodo, there have been 4 spoilers. Go look at the homepage for ForgeWatchGame.com and read the secrets of the article behind the secrets of Solus.
This is a really interesting move. So essentially, what Hans has done is he's given Wookiee Mike a choice. I want to try to swing with the Doom Rider for a bunch of damage and lose the Brood Queen, or do I protect the Brood Queen, kill off the Invoker, but then I don't get any damage in with the Doom Rider? So, interesting scenario that Hans has set up here. He's kind of just made a damage prevention scenario.
Yeah, I agree. And he also, not putting the Killian in front of the Brood Queen also means that he can't lose to a level 1 Epidemic, knocking out the Killian in front of Brood Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tom, what's your favorite out of the new spoiled consistent heroic cycle?
So, I have to say that I'm really interested in Tomb Pillager, because banishing cards, it's a really interesting thing. Like, can you make a deck that you can just like banish the heck out of it to the point where, you know, like all you have left is Tomb Pillager, you know, or something like that, you know, like, and how can you, you know, take advantage of that to actually get down to like the real meat of your deck? I mean, obviously just getting down to Tomb Pillager isn't really all that great, but, you know, if you can get it down to, you know, really just your bombs, you know, playing something Mono Necrium-y, I don't know, really interesting ideas. Mm-hmm. So I think that one introduces the most interesting possibilities. Let me just throw that out there.
If you're Wookiee Mike here, do you take out that burnout with that Aetherphage? Because that's what I pick.
I don't know, because you can also see the Battle Brand and the Static Shock, so you know that even if you take the burnout out, you're really just preventing 2 points of damage, but you're still giving them potentially the opportunity to level something. So
I guess the Static Shock prevents the Invoker. Well, no, the Invoker's going to be dead.
Probably going to be dead, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way it's not.
Yeah, so you're not really fearing the Static Shock. Normally, I think if you've got like an Invoker that's just kind of sitting there on the board, Static Shock is one of those great options for you. But I don't know which you fear more, because, you know, when you can see most of the spell damage that's going to be done here, is 2 points really going to make a difference when it comes to taking out that Doom Rider? It may not. Is it worth stopping your opponent from potentially leveling an extra card, especially as you're at the end of player level? So, between those two cards, I don't think you touch the Static Shock. I think it's between whether or not you think 2 points of damage is more important than your opponent leveling a card. And he goes for the Static Shock. Really interesting. He must fear another Invoker in the hand that he can't see.
Well, that Static Shock would also kill off the Aetherphage for free.
Sure.
And then he'd be able to point the Burnout or the Battle Brand elsewhere.
Yeah, that's a good point as well.
Oh, so Mr. Special Guest Foxhole, we released the names of our 2 spoilers today. Do you have a preference on which one you'd like us to spoil first today, sir?
Ooh, I think I like the Aeronaut.
The Nexus Aeronaut.
Indeed.
Hey, chat,
Nexus Aeronaut, sweet.
Chat, what do you think Nexus Aeronaut does? It is a legendary card. I can't tell you what it does. I can't tell you what faction it is. I should hope you should be able to guess what both of these factions for these cards are.
Right. If you can't guess it, there's something wrong.
Yep. If you can't guess what faction, I'm not spoiling what faction it is.
You must be new to Soulforge.
and in that case, welcome aboard.
Yes.
Draftweaver says Mobility 5.
Mobility 5 is a little excessive.
It can move into your opponent's lanes.
Yeah.
Here, have a creature.
Yeah.
Is Nexus Aeronaut a dinosaur?
I believe it is a dinosaur wielding a jetpack.
Which is really what everybody wants anyway.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Putting a jetpack on a Thundersaur is hilarious.
David in the chat.
I do like David telling us that it's been redacted by Forge Watch.
I like this. For those who weren't present for the hyping that we did for set 3.0, there was a lot of redacted going on in the Steam chat.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
so
yes, a lot of
might even say that it was outrageous.
looks like Wookie Mike takes that match, and we have the full result for round 1. So just to kind of highlight that, in fact, I'll just go ahead and bring that over here so that way everybody can see. Whoop. So we have Wookie Mike over Hans, Soccer 11222 over X-Latix, if I said that right. We also have Captain 78 over Decurion and Flexilol over Technonaut. And so that's our Group A. In Group B, we had Xtoff or Christoph over Shamani, Zrandles over Evil Weevil, Indeed over Memzi, and Chodochio over Carl Chu. So that's our round 1 for both of our currently active groups. Pretty interesting. Did we want to do a little bit more spoiler talk, or?
I would like to spoil a small hint about Nexus Aeronaut.
Ooh, okay.
And I think are we going to stick with Hans for round 2?
We can if you like.
Sure. We stuck with him. We get to see 2 games during that. I think we'll start with the first game with Hans, and then looks like we're going to switch to Stopmeister for round 3, I think. That's what I hear.
Okay.
But anywho, my spoiler for Nexus Aeronaut is...
Redacted?
No. Well, until now. A very interesting take on the card tech upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see it. Yeah, no, I never thought about it that way.
Yep. It's a
Well
very
said.
interesting take on the word, or on the card tech upgrade. It's also legendary, so. It is not tech upgrade.
Yeah, we just renamed Tech Upgrade and called it Nexus Aeronaut just to troll you all.
And I will tell you that your first guess, based on my statement, will be wrong.
People are asking if Tech Upgrade is a card.
Nope, tech upgrade is not a card. It is multiple cards.
Alright.
Holy Llamas, does it give an Alolan creature plus 10 attack and armor 10?
It does not.
That sounds a little suspiciously like Battlesuit, though.
Well, the card's name is Aeronaut, so I assume it's not a spell. Could be. I could just be trying to mislead you, but it is an Aeronaut.
I think the question here is, what is an Aeronaut?
Well, this
we
is
know
gonna be a really
astronauts.
exciting match. We're going to see an Alolan Tempe's mirror match.
Yeah.
I do know that a certain person that we know always calls it astronaut instead.
Yeah.
Astronaut?
Yeah, Nexus Astronaut.
Oh, I have not heard that. I need to pay attention to the chats more often.
You should.
Well, it doesn't help that like anytime you step away for like longer than an hour, you come back to like 200 messages.
It's true. I'm at work all day and I've got my phone out and I pull it up after an hour and it's like, how am I ever going to read all this?
I have muted the chat on my phone.
I had to turn off push notifications so that my phone didn't die every 30 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so Hans leading out here in this match. So do you go with the Gox? Do you go with the Flame Break? Which do you think is going to help set you up
I level the Iron Mind Acolyte. I don't know what
I don't know what you all saying, but Acolyte is a little bit too powerful here.
So unless they had watched each other's games, they don't know who they're playing against and what they're doing. If I expect my opponents on UN, I play the Invoker first.
Yeah.
Who thinks we're going to see a Nanoswarm going down here? Actually, no, we don't even need to.
Don't need to. Yeah, I mean, with the Static Shock chain that he could potentially blow out here.
He could actually Nanoswarm the Tactician and Static Shock bolt the Gox.
Mm-hmm.
Could. Those are viable options.
Yeah, and they do have deck lists, so they can actually look up what their opponents are doing. These deck lists are public, so...
Oh, that's
the
right.
Other two cards
it's been so long since we've done that for the
Swiss quote-unquote
first
rounds.
half of the event that I forget.
Yeah.
So that means I should probably be looking through these while I'm talking about these decks, since everybody has access to them.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, no matter what, we're seeing the Static should go out. It's just a matter of where we send it.
Yeah. I honestly think you gotta kill the Gox, and since you've got like the perfect math for it, just taking it out, making sure that they can't gnome up the board, it's a really great option. Now, the question of what he does second kind of remains to be seen. I don't know that Nanoswarm's necessarily just, any better than, even playing out the Acolyte to block, or just getting an Energy Surge leveled in this particular instance. I think since you have, the perfect setup there for the Iron Mind to do the block, it's a potential thing. The only downside is you're probably assuming that they're playing ET as well, and 3 health is not difficult for them to clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy to see the level 2 Nanoswarm in the deck as well. I think that, because it's not like Metasculpt, it's much harder to want to level that late, even off of a Killian. But now that you have it at level 2, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to get it to be any creature.
These battle brands are big game.
Yeah. This is definitely going to turn into the who can level more of what, and I think honestly that Killian needs to go down just to get way more.
Oh yeah, it'll nab a Surge.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of discussion in the chat about what people think about the release schedule and what they would like to see. I think that's really great feedback, guys. I think that especially when you're providing it constructively like that, that's a really good discussion. That I don't know how many devs are in the chat right now. I know some of them are stopping by later, but not just here, but also post that on the forums. If you say what you like in constructive ways, guarantee they listen.
Yeah,
I know they listen.
Yeah,
I know for a fact they listen.
Yeah. The last thing, like, just from a general perspective, is don't ever be a jerk with your feedback. Like, don't. Just, make good logical arguments and talk about how it affects you as a player. And those kinds of things matter to Stoneblade. But the moment you start saying Stoneblade's stupid because XYZ, like that, like, shut off, right? There's no reason to start listening.
Well, I assume they still listen.
They probably do, but
harder to engage.
Me as a moderator, I shut you off at that point. So because it's just like, you're not making a good argument, I'm done with you. So if you want more engagement, just make good arguments and talk about what it means to you as a player. And I think that kind of stuff really does make a positive impact on our community. So,
did you see all those cards? Like, there were very few cards that you could possibly want to level left in those 15 cards in the discard pile. Like, very clearly an Energy Surge. And when the Energy Surge is the absolute, truly best card you can level, that is a good day.
Yeah.
I feel like Hans is in a really, really, really good spot going into player level 2.
Oh my gosh, look at this hand.
That Nanoswarm.
Yeah. Flame Break, Static Shock. Go to town.
Flame Blake, Static Shock into Energy Surge.
Yeah.
Or he could burn out.
I mean, he could burn out if he wants to just flat remove something, but...
Well, I think we might actually just see the Gox getting Nanoswarmed here.
Also, the interesting thing is if you do Static Shock the Tactician and burn out the Gox, you kill both.
That is a good point.
Because you get the trade there. And
that's what he does.
Yeah, Hans agrees.
I guess when you are this far ahead in terms of good leveled cards, plays like that are awesome. Like, you use the Burninate to get rid of a card from your deck, having just that much higher of a chance of drawing those leveled cards. This is, the kind of setups where Overload just truly shines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting scenario here. Not going to be able to take out that Gox, but he's going to be able to get it down pretty well and get some good stuff leveled. Now, what do you level here? Is getting the Killian leveled important? Do you maybe want a Uranti Bolt just to have some really good removal later? Looks like he's going for Killian, but how did you view that? Do you agree with that kind of play?
I think in this mirror match that I'm going to level Killian just to get that much more advantage. He can drop another level 2 Killian in a little while, turning that one into a level 3. Level 3 can make the difference between winning a game or losing a game on the spot when you play it.
Just getting that extra card leveled in hand.
You see people, when people first saw Killian, they're like, oh my god, that level 4 is so overpowered. I'm like, the level 4 is essentially just another level 3. You're not really going to get that much value out of it when you play it in player level 4. The game should already be over.
Yeah.
The level 3, though, just being able to, on demand, at instant speed, level a card in your hand is really, really helpful. Double Gox, too, and an Iron Mind.
Yeah.
Really strong plays from Decurion. Get another turn where he could go Invoker, Static Shock Burnout. Wonder if he'll play the Battle Brand instead. I kind of want to see that Dragon Egg get leveled. Especially... he does have one Killian 3 in his deck, if I remember correctly. No, he does not.
No.
It's true. He does not have a single Killian 3. I think there's still one more turn for him to hit those. He's got a lot of good cards still to level. To draw and level.
Oh, another cool thing that we have for you guys today is we did some deck techs that we're going to be releasing later.
Yep.
Do you have any details you want to share about that, Rayskar?
So the first one that we have is from Brian, the player Brian. So when we have a chance and we want to take a break or something, we'll probably pop that deck tech up. I don't know if we actually have his deck list public yet, so I won't actually say what he's playing. But it should be pretty fun, and hopefully this is something that we can continue to do in the future. I'm really looking forward to this. And special thanks to Raedrin for staying up ridiculously late last night trying to get these deck techs up and ready for you guys.
Oh, and speaking of which, I should mention, if you haven't been following us for long enough to know, this will be the conclusion of Forge Watch's seasons. We have something special for you down the road, but we're not ready to announce that yet.
Yeah.
But there will not be a season 3 of tournaments from us.
Yep.
At least at this point, we will not be. We're going to take a break between now and the end of the year, and just take some time to ourselves.
Yeah.
Been doing this quite a while, a year and 9 months, guys. That's a long time.
It's been a long time, but it's been a lot of fun. And,
it has. I'm so excited. I'm happy that we're here.
Our initial schedule was also really, really aggressive.
2 tournaments every weekend.
Yeah. Looks like the bracket for Group C, by the way, is up. Somebody just posted that in chat. I'm working on getting that down below the stream, so that way as people want to look at that, they can. Looks like we've also got the deck lists updated for that, so I'm going to update that to show that we have both, or all of A, B, and C. So check out those links if you want to see how the day is going to continue to progress. Full day of tournaments, man. This is huge. Just a lot of people playing really good Soulforge today.
I really think we're probably going to see the Static Shock Burnout here. It clears the entire board. And he still has a play left over.
Yeah.
What do you play for your other play? I really want to see that egg get leveled.
I think I either play Gox. The problem is, like...
I think I play the egg no matter what.
Yeah, I think it's either egg or Gox is your second play.
If you don't play the Battle Brand, you gotta play the egg. In fact, I would rather go Static Shock Battlebrand than Static Shock Burnout because
You can't.
you can't. I'm sorry. I'm still learning how to play Soulforge, guys. No worries. There's this thing called level gating.
So I'm going to step out of casting for a sec, so that way I can get our next match all set up. So hopefully we'll have a good Google Hangout going with Stoutmeister here in just a moment.
That's good. I'm actually gonna go ahead and invite our next caster on. Then hopefully they're ready. We're gonna have Holy Lemmas, who was unfortunately not able to play today, but has graciously volunteered to come on and help cast. So I'm gonna invite him. Hopefully he's ready. Looks like he decides to go with the Invoker.
Which means he's going to battle brand that egg. That does force him to have to block the Gox.
Honestly, I think
but I think that's okay.
It levels up the Dragon Egg. Like again, that was my big thing. It also levels up an Invoker, which is pretty sweet.
Okay, we found a Killian as well.
Hello?
Hey, welcome aboard.
Hey. What's up?
Not much.
Where
we are on Pounce's stream right now.
Alright.
He's got a pretty interesting hand here. What does he have to level with that Killian? He has a dragon.
I would level either the dragon or the Surge.
Yeah, dragon, Surge, or Killian. He can level any of those three. And then I think you follow up with a Gox
Just
for the extra draw power.
Chance of drawing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could choose to level the other Killian. And that is possible. I don't think it's the play. But, I mean, it is a choice.
Well, I mean, if he hits the Killian with the dragon or the Surge in hand, he gets to level that as well. So it's a bit of a risk, but it can potentially pay out better than leveling either of the other cards.
It's Decurian's turn right now, right?
Yes.
Alright.
So I think the real choice here with the Killian is, do you level Killian, take that risk to potentially have level 3 Killian into leveling another one of your bombs? Either one of those dragons? Or do you just go ahead and level the bomb?
I mean, honestly, like, he's at such a high advantage right now, I don't think he needs to play that incidental grind anymore. I personally just go with the dragon and end the game in player level 3. I think if he goes for the grindy play, he gives Decurion too much of a chance to get back in the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think he's actually that far ahead because, Decurion has been doing exactly the same thing Hans has been doing. He's been casting Battle Brands, playing Killians. We just don't get to see what he's leveled up. So we have no idea if he's leveled up a bunch of Scorchbane Dragons or a bunch of Battle Brands.
I suppose that's true. I mean, like, the thing is we know for sure that Hans has leveled great cards. So I mean, I guess that's the perspective that I'm looking for. But that's definitely true. Decurion could have just as many high quality cards.
Yeah, if Decurion on his turn or on 3.1 slams like a Scorchbane Dragon 3, you'll really, really want to have that Scorchbane Dragon 3 to like bring back into it. I don't think you can go for the grindy play just because your opponent could try to get you with the Scorchbane 3s.
So what you're saying is either way you go for the not grindy play.
I think so. Yeah, I think the grindy play is a risk that is not necessary.
I do agree with keeping the Gox on the field here, though.
Yeah, I was going to say that a Killian 3 could potentially also give you a Scorchbane 3 if you happen to have them in the same hand. So, yeah.
It's more explosive but more risk. Like,
yeah.
Having them in the same hand as each other, 1 and 6, right? You have to.
Right.
Well, I mean, he also has played a burnout this game, so it's 29 cards. And it looks like he's probably going to be starting the next turn with an extra 2.
I didn't want to do the actual math, Foxy. I'm too lazy for that.
So it looks like he's deciding between the dragon and the Killian here. I mean, I think you have to hit the dragon. I don't know what else you could hit. He is looking
could hit
at
the
rest of his cards, though.
You could hit the last level 1 Surge.
There's no way that's good, right?
I mean, there's plenty of ways it's good. It's just not great.
It's
You could
definitely
draw
not
it and then
insane
have a
power
free draw.
Ooh. Oh, I don't like this at all.
Did he level the Surge?
He did. I think the problem with Surge is that it only draws you into whatever the rest of your deck
There it
is.
is. That's the level.
That's the level
the
1
Surge,
Surge.
and that's the dragon.
No, there was another dragon in his deck, so that could have been the other one.
Oh,
There
that's
was-
true. So it's a 50. So that's 100% the Surge he leveled.
No,
And a
there are 3 Surges in this deck.
The other
Yep,
two are
the other
level
two
3
are level
already.
3.
Oh, they are. That's right. That's right.
Double
yeah.
Acolyte for Decurion.
Ooh.
See now Decurion has level 3 dragon, but Hans doesn't have any level 3 bombs. Killian's not really a bomb. It's just like a big body that isn't a bomb until level 4, really.
What a great draw off level 2 Energy Search, by the way. I just gotta say that.
Oh, man.
Imagine if this dragon were level 3, though.
Yeah, that would be much
I would
awesome.
just put the game away, really, because Decurion doesn't have much in the removal except for his own dragon.
So, I
There's
mean,
the-
you can... my thoughts here is Acolyte in front of the Tactician, Dragon in front of Dragon, Burninate the Dragon, kill the Dragon now. That
Or
would
do
be
you-
what I would do.
Or do you go for the battle tech to try to save, because you can save your Killian if you kill the battle tech that way?
I mean, is it important to kill the Killian compared
Yeah.
to just killing the Dragon? I mean, killing a 16-12, well, I guess a 12-12, seems a bit more important than saving a 9-7.
Is there anything you can do with this Nanoswarm? It gives minus 10 attack, correct?
Yep.
He could actually nanoswarm the dragon and play Scorchmane in 3.
Yeah, I think I like that a lot better.
That
Now
leaves
that we have the
him
Nanoswarm.
facing down a 2/12.
Still loses the Killian.
Right, but this way, you get to kill the battle tech.
Looks like
There's
he's
never-
going to Dragon the Tactician.
Interesting. And then save the Killian that way. Okay. And it gets level an extra dragon. That actually seems like a really good play. Getting level the extra dragon egg is huge. But that also makes me think that if that was his play, playing the Iron Man Acolyte was incredibly risky because that was his only Aloyan card in his hand. I think if I made that play, I don't play the Acolyte because then you have to draw a Tempest, an Aloyan card for that to be the play. Paid
Wow.
off for him. And there's the dragon. This is, I think, where Hans is going to get really punished for not leveling that dragon to 3. He has no high power answers. He's going to have to trade 2 cards for this dragon. There's no way around it.
Yeah,
and the Gox
definitely.
3. Jeez.
Yeah, so when you were talking about how Decurion was leveling just as many good cards,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, I
Just
think,
wow.
you know, it's very easy to say Hans is ahead because we see all these cards he's leveled, but, you know, it's definitely a 2-player game here.
David in chat commenting on the attractiveness of the alternate art Scorchmane Dragon. Wasn't that the Kickstarter only reward?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's one of my favorite alt arts that I've had. It's so beautiful. I feel
This
like
has
you
just
have to
gotten
get,
all kinds of sketchy for Hans.
I feel like you have to get the 12 damage on the dragon. As sad as it is, I don't think you can like move the dragon and try to save your dragon here because then it'll just die to anything. And like you don't have any way to kill this Scorchmane 3 in your deck if you don't get 12 damage on it here.
Right, like I guess you're hoping for like a Burninate 3 to or Battlebrand 3 to show up.
Yeah, I don't think there are burnout level 3s yet.
A burnout level 3. I didn't
I
even
said,
know those
I
existed.
said Burninate, but yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
it's the test name.
Yeah. How many Battlebrand 3s does he have in his deck?
I think
2.
2? Okay. So he has a chance of drawing that. I think that's what you have to play to. Is get 12 damage on the dragon and hope to draw your Battlebrand 3s to kill it. In the meantime, he'll get completely crushed by this Gox's draw 3 advantage.
Oh, by the way, I think that my favorite alternate art is the alternate art Tarsus. I think that just looks super sweet.
Oh yeah, it does. I can't wait for that to hit the store.
I want it. I must have it.
That is a snap buy. And I grinded. I got my Dire Hounds yesterday. So I mean, after that, the only one that's left is Zymus, and that's a sweet alt art as well. I actually wonder if we're going to see any of the Penny Arcade alternate art strategists today.
We haven't yet. I want to. That was pretty sweet as well. So many people got into the game strictly on the fact that Penny Arcade mentioned Soulforge. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have even known about the game if it weren't for them. So, you know, it's
Power
an
of
awesome
advertising.
tribute. Yeah. This is a really, really tough turn.
I mean, I mean, whatever you do, it's bad news. I mean, I feel like you have to get damage on the Gox 3 as well, because I don't think you can win if the Gox 3 sits in play for more than one turn. Because he'll just be guaranteed to draw more level 3s in the next turn, and then you have more level 3s to deal with, and it just snowballs out of control with the Gox. So I feel like you have to get damage on the Gox as well. Just take your hits on the chin from the level 1 Scorchmane, and like hope to deal with that 3 turns later when you're at a low health. I just don't think there's anything you can do. Your deck, like, Hans just really doesn't have any powerful level 3 cards to draw into here. Like, I kind of want to block the Gox with the Killian here, and then maybe burn out something. I don't know. Looks like he's going to try to take out the dragon. Does that mean he's going to burn out it? I don't know. You have to level the dragon here.
Yep.
Yes.
He's like, I have regrets.
Yeah. Oh wow, he's not even going to kill the dragon, he's just going to block it. Interesting.
I think he's counting on potentially drawing an Invoker and chaining it.
It's a big
Does that
counting.
mean-
I mean, he has at least one level 1 Static Shock in the deck.
Do you want to leave this Invoker in front of the Acolyte?
I
Maybe?
want to post-combat the Invoker in front of the Acolyte.
Oh, that way the
Gotta
dragon
play.
can't hit. Absolutely, absolutely,
If I'm playing the Invoker, it's post-combat in front of the Acolyte.
absolutely.
That is a lot of damage coming in, though.
5
a
damage?
lot. No, the next turn.
Yeah. That's what, 30?
It is 36. It is 50. 50 damage. So you'd be taking 55 damage to make that play.
I didn't say it was a good one. I'm just saying if I was going to play the Invoker.
So the
I
alternative
mean, like,
is...
no matter what, they're all bad plays, right? That's what we
Yeah.
were saying.
Yeah, no, like, no matter what you do, you're really slim to win this game. I mean, I feel like you have to put it in front of the Gox. Like, there's no way you're killing the Gox if you don't put damage on it this turn and kill the dragon. Like, there's no way you can kill both in the same turn if you don't block the Gox here. Okay, so it does look like he's hoping for his one chance to draw into an Invoker to kill the dragon here, but it does look like he missed there. Doesn't look like his draw's powerful enough to get out of this one.
I mean, he gets to drop a dragon,
No,
take out the Scorch
Nope.
Main Dragon 3.
the swing back is
That's
going
true.
to be too much.
Yeah, no matter... Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
no.
Or
No,
he's dead. Yeah, so I think Battletech is an excellent trump card in a sort of mirror match. Potentially that's what Decurion was even thinking when he put it in his deck, but it's just such a powerful card that turns all your like crappy underleveled cards, like all your Killians and your Acolytes and your underleveled dragons, turns all of those cards into like huge power creatures. So he didn't need it to win that game, but I think it's a sweet trump card.
Oh, by the way, it is giveaway time
Ooh.
because it
Giveaway
has been
time.
1 hour. So the winner of this giveaway, the first giveaway, gets your choice between these items that are about the same value. So you get a gold code, you get a draft, or 2 constructed vouchers. So you get your choice if you win this. How do we want to do this? Yamas, you are the guest. I will let you do the first one. What do you want to do? You get a hashtag or whatever you want to do, sir.
Oh, we get to do hashtags.
Yeah, do a hashtag. Racecar, are you
alright,
there
alright.
to set this up? take that as a no. So
No, I'm here. Sorry. I'm gonna actually go ahead and get Stout's match up on the screen. So if you guys want to hop into that, and then we can go ahead and do the giveaway while that match is going.
we're doing a hangout there, correct?
Yes, and that should be in the Skype chat, so you guys can just direct link into it.
All right. Well, if I had to pick something to hashtag, I would pick the Azurian Flame Sculptor because that card is insane.
All right, but don't do it yet, guys. We're waiting on we're waiting a few moments until we get the next thing set up.
Yep.
And
It's also
Rich, go, you
difficult to
say when it's
spell.
ready.
Okay, so it looks
me
like
spell
we are
it.
set up there with Stout. I'll go ahead and relink that just in case you guys don't want to scroll up or something. And what's our hashtag here again?
The new Tempe's consistent card.
Oh,
Hard to spell. Maybe we just do Flame Sculptor.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Let's see, keyword here. Yeah, we'll do hashtag Flame Sculptor, and I'll go ahead and copy that into the chat for everyone, so that way everyone knows what it is that they can copy paste.
That card is sweet. I think that's the best of the 4 cards by a lot. Like Master of Elements is already heavily played.
Yeah, and it's just
back
like
back in its day. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just consistent. It's better stats at 1 and 2, and it's consistent. It's crazy.
So I just want to point out how awesome it is, by the way, that Stout is playing an Aloyan Necreum deck.
Ooh.
And do you see that alt art Zithian Direhound?
I do. I like it so much better than the regular one too.
So I think it's really cool. We should actually talk about that a little bit, just a little promotion for Stoneblade there. They are running Secrets of Solace celebration drafts and constructed tournaments, whereby just participating in them gets you Alt Art Zithian Direhound. Really
Which
cool.
is amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm very happy that they're giving what essentially is a free. I mean, you're spending tickets, but you can get tickets for free.
Right.
This is the first way to get a free alternate art card, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, outside of the fact that this one just clearly does look better, there's nothing in particularly special about the Zithian Direhound alternate art. Like, it's not quirky or like cartoony or anything like that. It's no gentleman glutton. But I think it's a really good one to give out like that.
Oh my goodness,
I think it's really
huge Doom Rider.
these Doom Riders. They're going to be dancing.
Oh man.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and make a cutoff
wow.
for the giveaway here. And let's give it a roll. Jabor the
Doom Rider.
Unicorn.
Congratulations, my friend.
Congrats, man.
So go ahead and say in chat what it is you want. They're all equivalent value, or thereabouts. 2 constructed vouchers, a draft voucher, or gold.
Man, this deck from Stompmeister seems sweet.
That is correct, Autumn's Rose. If you save them for after, you will get the Secrets of Solace 3.1 cards.
Yep. Gold code looks like Jabor asked for. So, congrats,
All right,
man.
I'll go ahead and send that your way, my friend. And spoiler, I didn't say this beforehand because I didn't want to hype it. It's actually a 2750 gold code.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Congrats.
Which
Holy moly.
We usually give out 1300s. I just didn't want to say it because then that would have been the clear option. I do have one more of those 2750 gold codes to give out today, as well as a 1300,
nice.
as among other things. So check your other box, because it is most likely going to be in your other box, because apparently I'm a spammer.
So what do you guys think of Stompmeister's deck here?
I think it's pretty sweet.
I think it's
I think
really
so. I mean-
interesting. I like the idea of Cersei in the deck, to be honest. I think
Yeah,
it's
Cersei's sweet.
yeah. I think it's one of those cards that just really helps a lot against out of control Doom Riders, because it's like, well, once it's swinging, you You just stick a Cersei in front of it.
Yeah,
This isn't a
and
problem
Brood
anymore.
Queens as well. It's a
Yeah.
really heads up answer to Brood Queen.
Yeah. Which is totally how he's using it too. I mean, you can see him like he just kind of sticks it in a good lane where he can potentially get around a lot, and now here he's got that Cersei, and he's just like, all right, do I want to kill the Doom Rider? Do I want to go kill the Brood Queen? And he's got choice there. It's really good.
They can't kill the Doom
Well,
Rider.
not anymore. I didn't see that combat hadn't happened and that it was running away.
Yeah.
But
They smashed the Brood Queen for free though.
pretty much, yeah.
Although the Doom Rider is going to move in front of it.
Yeah, which
It's
is
not quite-
not quite as good right
So-
now, just because the debuff isn't going to really let it.
I'm pretty excited to see the reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of that one.
I mean, he's playing all the underdrops.
Yeah, I think reinforcements is the weakest of the 4 underdrops by a lot, though.
Interesting though that
Sure, but if that's the goal you want, if you want to play 6 of those special underdrops, I mean,
Mhm.
like, you don't really have a choice of another
Yeah.
underdrop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the second best one in the slot for this deck, sir. Second best.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that
Gox draws
was-
to the 2 Goxes.
Wow.
2 Goxen.
Wow.
Is it Goxes or Goxen?
No, the plural form of Gox is Gox.
It feels really bad to block this level 1 Doom Rider with a Gox.
I
Because
got
then
some
the
Gox
two-
today. See? It's plural.
I mean, then the other Doom Rider will flip around,
Yeah.
potentially
but-
going in front of the other one.
Maybe you don't kill the Doom Rider to force the level 2 Doom Rider to move in front of the other Gox. And that way you can get value out of it before it dies to poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this play a lot. Although the Brood Queen is going to give you a hard time.
That's 3 Goxen on board.
Yeah.
3 Gox. It's a lot of cards.
Damn it,
Makes
fuck.
the move. There it is.
Yeah, so we'll get 6 damage on this Doom Rider for making this play. But he's taking 16 from the level 1 Doom Rider.
I am fairly sure we're going to see. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm fairly sure we're going to see
Oh, I
at
totally
least one Gox surviving.
haven't
Which is
changed.
double Acolyte.
Yes.
Which
that's
is
big
going
gain.
to catch up here. I think this is the huge upside of playing this Aloyan deck, any sort of Aloyan deck over playing Brood Queen, is that Acolyte gives you so much value. It really helps you keep up with the Brood Queens and Doom Riders.
We're not seeing any energy surges, though, are we? Have I missed them? I'm gonna go pull up the list.
Oh wow, he's shrinking the Gox at 5. Interesting.
So he's not aiming on killing that one this turn.
Right, it will trade though. And now these Acolytes are going to make quick work of this board, although he does need to draw into something to deal with this Doom Rider too. I guess the Dire Hound does it. So he doesn't actually need to draw into anything, so these are just like... Whoa, what was that?
No surges.
Oh, the Brood
nothing.
Queen activation. It's a Brood Queen activation.
Mm-hmm.
There are no surges, by the way.
Oh wow. This is unfortunate. He needs a level 2 here. There it is. Do you overrate the Gox here in lane 5?
I think
I
you
think
do.
you have to. You have to, otherwise the Brood Queen will just kill the Cersei for free.
I think you drop Cersei in 5, and then you Dire Hound the Doom Rider in 3, and that kills off everything but that Acolyte, and you're not worried about the Acolyte.
Right. Although there is a really sweet argument for playing this Devourer here, and leaving one of those creatures up. I think. I don't know, I
problem
feel like
is-
it's possible to have played this turn differently in order to play the Devourer, and get this huge Devourer going. But I think the way the board is now, you have to. I don't think you can play these Devourers.
Oh.
It looks like he's not going for Devourer.
Oh man.
I think that play. I don't like that play because I think that like the play that you made, I think was better. Sure, he gets left with a 2 damage on whatever it's, but it was a risky play, like 50-50 that Doom Rider gets left in front of the Gox.
Right. Although I think I think a play strictly better than this one is to overwrite the Gox with Cersei.
Right,
and
that's
then
what I'm saying.
Dire
Your
Hound
play was better.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's strictly better. Although I honestly would have tried to get that Devourer in there somewhere, because having a huge Devourer is a way to like turn the tides and make your opponent be in the reactive position.
So now you lost your Cersei for free. You buffed his Doom Rider and Devourer an additional time for free.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just gave up 3 cards worth of value for free for no reason.
Is he really not blocking?
He is not blocking. I guess he's not scared of a level 1 Doom Rider going into player level 3. Maybe he's trying to save it for his own Devourers or whatnot.
Yeah, that makes sense, because that way... Oh, wow. Yeah, it worked out perfectly. And the Doom Rider 1 triggered instead of the Doom Rider 2. So it worked out really well for him. I don't know about the Doom Rider play. The level 2 Doom Rider. I think that was super risky to play the Doom Rider 2 next to the Cersei.
Yeah, I agree with what was said in chat. I mean, if you aren't going to overwrite the Gox, then overwrite the Acolyte with Cersei from a 2 weeks ago.
This is a really weak hand here from Stopmeister. The level 3 Epidemic is not going to be particularly powerful. And there's the Tarsus Brood Queen combo, which is brutal. Although the Broodfang will die here to the Epidemic.
Yeah, it's not especially powerful this time. Could have been, but wasn't.
Right.
I'd stick something in front of that Brood Queen, honestly.
Yeah, I would have done that the other way around. Block the Brood Queen and killed the Tarsus.
Then you don't have 5 damage on your Dire Hound.
Well, it puts the pressure on, like, do I want to keep my Brood Queen alive, or do I want to kill the Doom Rider, which isn't in front of me?
And you also get an extra Doom Rider. You get an extra Doom Rider trigger that way as well.
Well, the thing is like, he's going to play cards here and then sack the Deathweaver with the Brood Queen.
To kill the Doom Rider, yeah.
Right, like, he could have just forced that value, so...
Right, he could have killed one of the Lotuses, and these Lotuses would not be gigantic.
Right. I think what's happening is, like, he's playing his turns really fast. I think he's finding a good play and running with it instead of seeing what the best play is after that first one. That's a weakness that I have, and that's why I can never be a competitive player, is because I constantly am like, that's a good play, let's make that one.
Yeah, no, you have to sort of Hans it up as much as you might not want to play at the top levels. You know, there are so many options, and as soon as you find the first one and you think it's good, if you run with it, you're just toast.
Interesting choice to drop an Ironbound Reinforcements instead of just that Acolyte there.
Gets
to almost kill it. Yeah, I think they're about to go into 4, so I guess leveling that will show some value.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Besides, the Acolyte wasn't going to kill it anyways, but would get it a lot lower.
That pact betrays him.
I mean, that is one of the downsides of Pact. Even though it does get technically better as you level up, it actually gets a lot worse because the creatures in the pool are more and more level 1s.
Yeah.
It's a ferocious roar, and this is going to be a huge Devourer if he plays it here.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I mean, I guess you would have to play it in front of the Cersei there.
So time is ticking with that Cersei 4 in deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's a Gox
this
coming
Gox
down.
is almost assuredly going to end up living through a turn. Need a Brood Queen to drop now. Level 3 Brood Queen to drop now in order to make that Gox not get an activation. I think we're going to see a Cersei 4 in play. I mean, maybe not a Cersei 4 win, but at least one in play.
Yeah.
Oh, good play there. Moving the Doom Rider into a free lane. Away from the Cersei.
Yeah, I think you Simulacrum first, kind of see where the copy drops.
Yeah.
And then kind of figure out where you want the Gox to go after that.
Although you definitely move the Cersei first, as he's about to do.
Oh, yeah,
so that way you don't actually get the Simulacrum in front of the Brood Queen.
Right.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
That's fair. That's
Well, no, I mean, it's really good because then the Doom Rider will not be in front of the Gox.
That's true.
yeah, but
That's
Stop
very
Master's
true.
life total is dangerously low. And with these Doom Rider triggers, he's going to take a ton of damage here.
Yeah,
He's all in on drawing the Cersei.
pretty much.
Yeah, has to draw the Cersei off this Gox here, or he's toast. That's his game plan.
It's really interesting. If he didn't make those 2 big misplays in player level 3, I mean, his life total would be a lot higher right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he would be able to take an extra Doom Rider hit, potentially.
Right.
Get one more turn to find that answer. Barnet's packed. Broodfang's gonna... That's good enough. That's plenty good enough.
That's fine.
That card's ridiculous. That's almost better than getting
You
some
hear that
level
it's going to
3s
be
here.
a 3/3 next patch, right?
The level 3's going to be a 3/3?
Yep.
Oh, I thought they were just getting rid of the poison.
They are, and also making it a 3/3.
Oh, wow.
It's
So this
it's
is-
Ghost Scale style poison.
So this level 3 Broodfang is not going to kill a level 3 Gox anymore?
Correct. Well, it
Oh, the
will
actual-
over
okay.
like 8 turns.
Yeah. Oh, there's his own Doom Rider, but
Man.
don't think it's big enough. What is the attack? How much attack does that give? Does it give 5 attack?
Gives 8 attack.
Ironbound reinforcements, 8 attack.
He can actually drop 22 damage on that Doom Rider right here if he wants to.
That is not 29 damage.
I know, that's the
Doom Rider's
problem.
Probably going to kill him.
I don't think it's a probably.
Well, he can get the Doom Rider to swing in... No, never mind. Well, no, if he blocks the Doom Rider with the Warlord and puts the minus on the Broodfang, the Doom Rider could swing into the Broodfang lane, and he'll live.
But will the Gox just die? Because the Warlord's only -3. And so the Doom Rider will just kill the Gox. Plus the poison.
5, 5, 3. Yep. All right, I did my math wrong.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
Gox will just die with the poison no matter what happens.
Let the dance begin.
And then you just have to put something in front of the Doom Rider, right? Oh, he's out of
Oh
place.
my goodness.
I guess that's game.
Oh, Cersei 4.
Peter C. Hayward, I did say that they are turning it into Ghost Scale style poisoning.
Yeah, that was my bad.
So no worries.
I misspoke. And that I haven't actually looked at the nerfs yet.
All right, so I think we're gonna stick with Stott for the next round. So let's give a mini spoiler about the other legendary that we're gonna be spoiling today. Race car, you're still here, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still around.
You want to think of an interesting way to word the ability on the or do you want to tell them what it is? What do you want to do? Share something about
So I can give a little bit of a teaser here. Let's say that the ability is conditional.
The ability is conditional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like what sort of conditionals?
Certain conditions make it do something, and other certain conditions make it do something else.
Oh, I was talking about Rage of Kadras, the other card.
Oh, the other one. Oh, well, there's Nexus Aeronaut.
that,
So
that
we'll
one's
go
also
with that.
conditional.
That one also is.
Conditional.
Yes. Conditional cards. Conditional.
Race
Sorry.
car
But the thing is the next Aeronaut, like he was saying, in one scenario it does one thing, and in a different scenario it,
It does
something
another.
else.
Sorry, I thought we were still talking about the Aeronaut, because that was the
Don't
one we were
worry.
going to do first.
All right, so so the other one, Rage of Kadros, you want to share something special about that? I guess this time, since you spoiled something about Nexus, let's give Fox.
Yeah,
Fox, what do you want to say that's cool about a Rage of Kadros?
Oh, gosh.
If you need help, I got something for
Oh,
you.
wait. It reminds me of one of the jankiest cards I played back in Alpha. That's all I'm going
That
to
is,
say.
no, come on, Fox. All right, you blew it.
Oh, come on.
All right, so I got one for you guys.
Call the lightning.
Since my toe hurt. You know, speaking of Call the Lightning, this is a legendary spell.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
That is your teaser of Rage of Kadras. It is a legendary spell.
Can we go back to the days when Fox was playing Fight a Bomb, Call the Lightning? Because those were sweet days.
I'm not gonna lie, that may be happening again soon.
Oh,
You heard it here first, folks.
metagame equals broken.
Life Bomb. It's coming back.
It's pretty fantastic. I really, really miss those days. Making a bunch of seedlings and then tossing a Call the Lightning on them was the most fantastic thing you could ever do. The number of people who got blown out by that was too dang high.
And then people figured out Epidemic was good.
Figured out.
Figured out, he says.
I mean, there was a time when people weren't playing Epidemic.
So Stout is going to take a quick break. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see if we can bring up yeah, that's right. We'll go ahead and bring up some standings here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all of these in so that way we can take a look.
The first deck tech? Sure.
So the players for the deck techs, it turns out, are actually playing later in the day, and deck lists don't go live until about 20 minutes before they play. And so just to be fair to those players, I'm going to kind of wait until we get a little bit closer to the time when they're going to play. So we might have a bunch of deck techs all kind of jammed towards the end, which is actually probably better than listening to us talk after like a 12-hour day. So we'll go ahead and actually kind of push those off towards the back end of the day. But
sure. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start my rotate out then.
Sure.
You guys are gonna have the privilege of not hearing from me for an hour. Congratulations.
No, kid, don't go.
I'm gonna drop the next giveaway code in the Skype chat and give that out after this next round. See you guys in an hour. Also, I believe Racecar is going to rotate out whenever Radrin hops on.
Yep.
All right. So we're all in the clear.
So, looking at the group stage so far, I'm going to actually refresh this to make sure I've got the most up-to-date information. Yeah, so we have our top three folks who have at least 2 wins right now. Wookie Mike, Technonaut, and Captain 78 rounding out the top at Group A. We take a look here at Group B. Go ahead and refresh that one too. So Chodochio finished a 3rd game here so far. It looks like Zarandal's also just finished his 3rd game, so they're actually taking the top 2 spots at 3-0, and Indeed coming in at a 2-1 so far. So definitely not over. There are 7 matches in each pod, so we'll have to see how this continues to roll out there. And then in Group C, as you can see here, we've got all of our round 1 results in, and the people floating to the top. We've got Jabor, got a BKD. What is that, Best Even or Beast Even? I can't remember. Somebody told us in one of the previous tournaments, but gosh, I've got terrible memory. And also still had all Ds doing the 1-0s in Group C. So pretty exciting there. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of the cards, again, since we're on a break, that were spoiled. Do you guys have a particular one that you want to chat about? Yeah, no, yeah.
I think these are the ones, the 4 consistent cards.
Yeah, the heroics, the consistent
Yeah,
ones.
I don't know. I really like the Tempest one. That's my favorite by a lot.
Let's go ahead and pull that up so that way everybody can see it there in the chat. So, really interesting on the stats. How do you think the stats are going to make a big difference here when considering this over Master of Elements, or do you just play both? I mean, like, what do you think on that?
Well, I don't know. I think this is definitely better than Master of Elements for the styles of decks that you would put this card in the first place. It'll be interesting to see whether or not you want 3 or 6 of this effect, or somewhere in between. But I don't know. I think 6 health is a huge difference from 5 health. Like, if you consider Tarsus Deathweaver, that card is so hard to kill, and it just has 6 health instead of 5.
Oh, so this one actually only has 3 though. 3 health at level 1.
The Tempest one?
Yeah, 6-3, 10-7, 17-10. At least as far as I'm aware of. Unless they change something from when I grabbed this off of stage. I gotta go double check. Yep, looks like we've got differing versions. So I'm gonna go ahead and double check these. and make sure. This is the fun thing about releasing cards, guys, is things get often adjusted at the last second.
Yeah.
So...
Those stats are interesting, though. I think it's a lot better with the new stats than this 6-3 stats.
Yeah.
We have infinity.
Yeah, no kidding. It's because we've got a stream watching a stream here. I'll go ahead and just pull that off to the side so that way people don't get motion sick.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, dude.
So yeah, so the Tempest one pretty interesting there.
Yeah, so like I was saying, this is basically Tarsha's Deathweaver stats, and Tarsha's Deathweaver is actually considerably difficult to kill, which is, you know, you think about it, it's like, oh, it's only 6 health. It can't be much different than 5 health. But, you know, there's so many 5 attack creatures. You know, you have like Iron Mine Acolyte, for example, can't kill this. I mean, there's so many ways that you just can't kill this. I mean, it's staying around is not that big of a deal because it's a vanilla creature. So, you know, you're mostly playing this for the effect, but the stats are definitely a nice bump.
So, let's pull over. Probably like the one that I was saying was really, really interesting, and that is the Tomb Pillager.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and pull that one over. That one is the same.
Right, the same stats.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't like this card as much because it has basically this one doesn't have a super powerful effect. It's like definitely a beneficial effect, but if you're playing this card, you're not playing it for its stats because its stats are, you know, pretty meh. Like you don't play Tarsha's Deathweaver because it has good stats. But this guy's effect, I think, is not necessarily worth playing a card that has this low stats. That's my first impression. I mean, it might turn out that, you know, playing 3 of these guys and banishing 3 terrible cards from your deck makes your deck like way better, and then this is suddenly like a tier 1 card. But my first impression is that the effect is not worth the body.
I don't know. I kind of want to build a deck around this in Torgmai Guardian now. And just banish all the things.
Banish everything.
Well, you can
End
play
up with Krogius 3 in my deck, and that's the only card I can draw for the rest of the game.
That's interesting. So you like effectively give Krogius consistent by banishing the rest of your deck.
I think Krogius 3 with consistent is totally fine.
Yeah, completely reasonable.
Okay, so it looks like
not broken at all.
Stout has started up his next match. Let me get the stats changed on this because I failed at that pretty hard last time. So that way we know.
Oh, Turkish does. It is a zombie. That's something I overlooked. It is a zombie, as Turkish mentions. That might actually considerably revise my evaluation of it. Anyways, we're into a match.
Because things.
Yeah. Looks like Jabor is on the Flamebreak Invoker Tempest deck, although he might just be on the Mono Tempest. I haven't seen his deck list.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what comes out on top here this weekend. You know, what the top 16 is going to look like.
Yeah,
because
hopefully
there's
it's not
actually a decent amount of variety in the deck list. So far.
It's not all Brood Queens, which is sweet.
So I just got information from David that the one that I was showing up on screen is apparently the most recent updated version of that Tempest card. So it is going to be a 6/3, 10/7, 17/10.
That's interesting. That's probably better because it trades better. You know, I don't know how do you guys feel about this Palladium Simulacrum in Stoutmeister's deck?
I think it's really interesting, honestly. It screws with people's Varna's packs. One.
Oh yeah, it does.
And because I mean, it dumps more of those creatures that they maybe not get an advantage out of it. But it helps Stout board fill long enough until he can maybe get his Cersei 4 or something. So I like the idea of it for sure.
We see double Dire Hounds from Jabor with a response Dire Hound from Stoutmeister. You see, the cool thing about Dire Hound is it puts on so much pressure that you feel almost forced to respond with your own Dire Hound, so you don't actually get that far behind in terms of leveling. I think it was a very aggressive play. Jabor only has 1 level 2 card in his deck right now, which I don't know how I feel about that. This board is also setting up to be like a really nice Grimgut Devourer board. Because Jabor will have 2 offensive creatures, Stopmeister will have 2 offensive creatures, and Jabor potentially will have 2 additional blockers. So this could set up a nice Devourer turn for Stopmeister. This looks like some kind of NT removal deck. Do you guys have the deck list up? You have to go find.
I have it somewhere here. It's the top of Group C. Yeah, it looks like he's at the bottom of the deck dock. So.
Okay, I'll have to get that. Is he playing Grimground Predators? Because that's what I'm interested in.
No, Devour. That's it.
Okay.
No Predators.
Interesting. Because this looks like the stereotypical Predator show. I guess Predator's not so great when Brood Queen's everywhere. Ooh, he's playing Flame Shaper. I like it. I like
I'm
this
a
guy's
fan.
style. Yeah. That's I think one of the most powerful cards that people just randomly stop playing. That card was incredibly dominant back in the day, if you guys remember. Then they nerfed it so it only triggered off of Tempest spells. But most of the spells that you were triggering were Tempest anyways. You have Static Shock, Lightning Spark, Flame Lance. All of these spells are Tempest, and you're already playing them anyways. I think this is the biggest card that just disappeared off of everyone's radar. We'll see if he can sweep some boards here.
I have a pretty big problem with this one, though. It's not alternate art.
It is not. The alternate art is sweet on Flame Shaper. That is for sure.
Uh-oh.
Man. No Gox.
Uh-oh.
No Gox for you, stop, mister. Oh, never mind. Oh wait, all he needs is one more Tempe spell. Oh, there it is. The burnout to the face. I like it. I like this guy's style. I can get behind that. So it looks like Stopmeister's desperately trying to stick a Gox here. Not blocking the Flame Shaper to keep 4 damage off of it. He doesn't hit the Iron Mine Acolyte here, though.
Yet.
So it is just... Yeah, yes. Still get 1 draw. Probably the top card.
Unless Gox just gets nuked, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think that's Jabor's whole game plan, is to nuke everything all the time. Seems to be what's going on here.
Oh, Infinity has begun.
And there's the Flame Shaper too. This could get ugly. And there's the Static Shock to the face. Wow, that means he's got more Static Shocks. Or Flame Lances. Jeez.
Straight burn.
Boom.
Oh my
Wow.
word.
That's a ton of damage. And that's before the 4 from the Flame Shaper here?
This is
Yeah.
turn... That was his
This-
turn 2.2, and
Yeah.
Stout is at 25.
yeah.
This is an aggressive deck. This is an extremely aggressive deck.
Yeah, it's
What
burn.
did Stopmeister level there? I didn't quite see it.
I don't remember what he leveled, but I agreed with it. For the half second I saw it.
Alright, if Jabor can kill the Cersei here, Stopmeister is probably going to lose. Ooh.
That's a start.
Yeah. Does he have a burnout? Looks like he does.
He did.
It's like that was the burnout. And he's going to the face, as I think is correct. There's no reason to kill this Killian. It doesn't do anything. It just hits you for 9. When you're at 90 and your opponent's at 15, that's A-okay.
That still means Stout is going to 7.
Yeah,
Against
Shadow's going
a
to
deck
7
with burn.
against the burn deck, right.
Mhm.
Alright, Jabor is 1 burnout away from winning this game. And again, he can draw 5 cards every turn. So,
And he has 72 life to work with, no less.
yeah. Stopmeister's going to have to pull something out really fast. Or
Nope.
just take a
Nope.
burnout.
There it is.
Just lose on 2.4.
It seemed to be a burnout because it was 8 damage. So yeah,
Yeah.
there it goes.
Jeez, that deck is insane. I'm going to have to try that one out. That was That was fast. See, I was skeptical at first of the aggressive Zivian Direhounds in player level 1, but then it turned out his deck is incredibly fast, so he can do whatever he wants in player level 1.
Well, I think it's also something interesting there that deck is looking for things to do in rank 1.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because it doesn't want to touch its spells.
Right, that
And-
was the problem with the original Shaper deck, yeah.
And Direhound does that for you. It gives you a fantastically powerful level 1 play, and then all you do is play your underleveled spells with your Flame Shapers all day.
Yeah, and your Invokers. Just burn everything.
And the funny thing is that also means you're more likely to draw your Invokers and your Flame Shapers. So that's actually... that seems like a fantastic little innovation there.
Absolutely. No, that was... Like, this is a super aggressive deck, and the thing that super aggressive decks love are super aggressive level 1 plays. Like, all this deck wants to do is get you low, and then you can do whatever, like... You know, at the end of 2.4, Shotmeister was really close to stabilizing that board. He had a Gox out, he had a couple of random creatures out, and he was going to start drawing a bunch of cards. Yeah, and then he died because he was at 7 life by the time he stabilized. That was awesome. I can't wait to see more of that deck.
All right, so just for the sake of having a match up, I'm going to cut us back to Pod A and Hans's stream.
Right.
And we'll take a look at what's going on there, and I'm going to see if I can dig us up. I really want to see if we can get into Pod B. Not a lot of people seem to be doing screen share or streaming there, but we're going to see if we can find somebody who might be in that pod. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick this back up and see if I can hunt us down something else to watch, although Hans's delay might... I don't know if his game is over, or it doesn't seem like it's reported. He might be in between matches here.
Remember, he is from 5 minutes in the future.
Oh no, he's a time traveler.
Yes.
So we'll at least keep that up, and unless, I don't know, let me check and see if Technonaut's actually streaming, because if he is, I'd love to see what he's got going on. Yep, looks like he's actually right towards the beginning of his game too, so I'm going to go ahead and switch that over. I'll drop that link in the chat so you guys can get to it right away. Oops, that's on the wrong chat. So, there's that. Readjust this here.
Apparently Picador is playing Ferocious Road in his deck.
He has access to the structures.
I find that rather interesting.
I mean, like, if he had a Deep Branch Prowler, it's only scarier if it's on a Ferocious Road. Like, what would Ferocious Road do? Would it be like a structure that gives your creature like +2/+2 in breakthrough?
Man,
Be kind of crazy.
What are the odds? Every single time we go back to Pod A, it always seems like the opponent is Decurion, so he's getting a lot of stream time today.
All right, it's World versus Decurion.
Right.
Dissian Sludge, that's spicy.
Here.
Dissian Sludge was not what I expected.
Okay, so this is
Dissian Sludge is actually a very, very aggressive card.
round 4 match.
I'll have to look that up. I don't know that card as well as I should, perhaps.
I mean, here's the thing. If you can get, like, even 5 life at the beginning of the game, every sludge you play does so much damage. Because it's 2 bodies plus debuffs.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh my
How
word,
is he-
the double
how is he
Aether
gaining life?
Phage.
How's he gaining life in this deck? That's my
Probably
question.
just Oros.
Just Auras?
Let me take a look at his deck list.
Just rip apart that hand, double Aether Phage.
Spirit Bloom Dryad, Oros. Yep, just those 2.
Wow, Spirit Bloom Dryad is
Oh,
aggressive.
and
I like
Varix Embrace.
This is sweet.
He has 9 ways to gain life.
This is awesome. Wow, no plays. Looks like Technonaut is in firm control of this board. And the Oros is the biggest play he has, so it looks like a good one.
If you'll notice, we haven't been seeing him, play Brood Queens that aggressively from what I've seen. He's just been playing a very, very aggressive plan.
Yeah. Which is interesting that you would play Spirit Bloom Dryad in an aggressive plan, because giving your opponent a bunch of life is not necessarily where you'd think you'd want to be, but a 6/7 is huge.
I mean, he's about to gain 12 life as well.
Yeah, these unblocked Oroses are going to be a problem. But Decurion is going to get to trigger his Gox here. Maybe he can do something with that.
Yeah, it's going to be really low.
Right. But, I mean, I don't know how many level 2 Iron Mines he has. I suspect not very many.
Well, he's already passed one.
Right. But if you can get like an Iron Mine Battletech sort of combo here, maybe stabilize this board. But that Dryad's going to live. That thing's huge.
Tarsus
like
packed.
He's playing. Oh yeah, that's a combo.
That's a combo.
That's
going to
one
be
of the most
+10/+10 to whatever he
most
gets
powerful
back.
cards in the game. That combo is ridiculous. I can't believe they're nerfing Brood Queen when that thing's legal. Like, have you know, like you return a Tarsus with Varna's Pact, it sees itself. So like if he plays a Tarsus 3 here, returns a Tarsus 1 with Varna's Pact, it'll get +2, +4, +6. It'll get +12. It'll be a 17/18, returning a level 1 creature. Like, that's insane. And this is a level 1 Varna's Pact, by the way. This is the king of underdrops. I can't imagine
if he hits
any
a
other
Dire
play.
Hound here.
A
A 15/15 Dire Hound, kill your Korok free.
That's so insane. Varna's Pact is.
I'll take a Gox.
Yeah, no, like you're playing level 1 Varna's Pact here over like a level 2 Doom Raider. Yeah, wow.
Oh, and
That's
there's
crazy.
the Aetherphage and a Sludge.
Yeah.
So he's got two
I think
bodies to
you're
put on.
like 10 seconds ahead of me, Fox. Keep spoiling these hands. Yeah,
Hey, it's not my
Aetherphage
fault
is-
your internet is bad.
It's true.
My internet's fantastic.
So Acolyte is what he needed, what Decurion needs to catch up here, but I don't know that it's enough. This Sludge with the Tarsus is actually going to be ridiculous.
Eh.
And Aetherphage, oh wow, that stinks.
He could
Looks
fill
like the carry-
every lane.
Oh wow, do another Sludge. I mean, you can, but there's no way you don't play Aetherphage.
Yeah, you definitely drop the Aetherphage and drop 2 Sludges out.
Yeah, because your
Until you
opponent's...
take the Battle Brand.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't think he's casting that level 1 Energy Surge. You know, it's possible you wanted to just play out 4 Sludges.
Yeah, Technonaut has not played a single Brood Queen this game. He's just been playing Sludge. He hasn't
I
even
feel like
played
that-
Sludge until now. He's just been playing super life gain aggro.
Yeah, no, I feel like that turn, you honestly probably just want to play 4 Sludges because they're all lethal. And Decurion hasn't shown any sort of board clear.
I mean, his game anyways here.
Yeah.
He was just ensuring that there's no removal.
Right, I think no matter what play you make, it's the right play. But I feel like 4 Dizzy and Sludges there is going to give you the best shot of winning. Because he would have had to chain like 3 Acolytes together to not die that turn. The quadruple Dizzy and Sludge. But yeah,
Alright.
super Dizzy and Sludge aggro. I like it.
Do you guys want to
So
stick
that
with this one and
puts-
watch another game of it?
That puts
Sure.
Technonaut at 3-1 today. And his only loss has been to Flexilol, who is on Aloyan Tempes with Frostmane Dragons.
Ooh, I love Frostmane Dragon.
No
That's
Scorch
awesome.
Mains, no Iron Maiden. He's going Flame Break with Frostmane
Oh, he's a Flame Break deck. All right.
with the Gox package. It's actually really interesting looking at his deck list. That's his only loss, and it's understandable because that's like the only deck right now that's popular that can deal damage to you early and has the board control to keep up with you.
Wait, what did he lose to?
He lost to Aloyan Tempes.
Oh yeah, I can see
Gox,
that.
Flame Break, Frostmane.
All right, I'm gonna.
I think Frostmane probably played a big role in that match, even though we didn't
Yeah.
see it.
Frostmane Dragon's so sweet. It's everything you could possibly everything you could possibly love about Everflame Phoenix, except it's not like it's like it gives you more flavorful than that. So flavorful. I love it.
Go ahead and update the side there for what our next match is. And in the meantimes, let's pull the results over. Take a look at what everybody's doing here. So coming out at the top of Group A, let's see, we've got Wookie Mike and Technonaut. Each with 3 wins, although Wookie Mike we're still waiting on a result for here. It looks like Technonaut's the only one who's really approached round 4 at this point. Just kind of scanning. Yeah, it looks like we've only got just a few results in here from that, but that's kind of what the top is looking like there. Our Group B stage, same kind of situation. We've only got a few results in from round 4, just this Xtoff versus Randall's game, putting Chodochio and Zarandals up at the top with 3 wins there. And Group C, looks like we've got all of round 2 in, so that tells us we've got Jabor, got a BKD, and still had all Ds at 2-0 currently. And then I don't think we have anybody from Group D or E yet. Not sure if they started yet, actually. They might be starting on the hour here. So that's kind of where everything is at as far as standings for the day. And while we wait for Technonaut to get his next match up, let's keep talking about some of these cards. I'm going to bring up the Forge Oracle, which is the consistent Aloyan Technosmith, if you will.
All right.
What
These
do you
stats
guys...
change on us?
No, that one didn't.
Still 119.
No, I checked all the other ones because I started freaking out because I was just like, oh crap, did I show something I wasn't supposed to? It turned out I showed something that I was supposed to because that's actually the updated stats on the other card. But this one stayed the same, 1199 1515. Only lets you level Aloyan cards when it comes into play, but it is consistent. Where do you see this card fitting in the game in general? I mean, I think most people tend to think that this is probably not going to see a ton of constructed play, I'm guessing. But do you think this is like a draft superstar, maybe? I mean, I don't know what there is potentially in draft in Aloyan that you're going to want to level that heavily, because they're not really known for bombs outside of other heroics or legendaries. Like there's
Forge Play Sentries. Forge Play Sentries out of here.
You've still got Beta.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Either way, you don't need to level a bomb. Like Forge Oracle on its own, just being a consistent creature is, I think, worth it in draft. You also just consistent in general is really powerful in draft because a lot of times games are decided by who has more and more powerful level 2s and 3s. And this just gives you the guaranteed 1 extra on-level card, and also an extra leveled up card in your deck. So I think the consistency this gives, you just could level any creature with the ability, and you're perfectly happy with it. I think this is a really all-star draft card, really high on the pick list for me.
Yeah, and I think it's really, really easy to overlook that level 1 because you're getting a 9/9 consistent later. From it, and then the ability means that even though you're only putting a 1/1 out on the field, you've leveled something else up that's actually really, really good for you.
Technosmith was heavily played when that was around in draft.
Yeah, so if you can manage to make finish off a trade with it, just that extra 1 point of damage you need to finish something off, I value out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, I do think will have minor constructed places. I think this is really good with Iron Maiden, so maybe you want to have some kind of Iron Maiden strategy.
I don't know, playing a 1/1 to skip a 1/1, it's kind of like meh.
Yeah, but you get the level 2 cards instead of 1.
Right.
It's I mean, I think this could open up some potentially really niche deck that's 1% of the metagame maybe. I think card's sweet.
Yeah. So kind of interesting there. Go ahead and cut back and we'll get our other one loaded. I think I failed at something miserable there. What on earth just happened? Okay. I have to do that. Turn that off. Put that back on. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Stream cutscene fail. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and talk about Bramblewood Tracker now that I finally got it there up on the screen. I think this is really kind of an interesting card. I have a place in my heart for Mono Utera aggro.
Yeah.
So this card to me is kind of a fun one for that. I'm also thinking like big dumb animals, right? It itself isn't one, but the fact that you can sling them out for free later, potential. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think this is. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say this is the Frostwild tracker that Constructed always wanted.
Right.
Like it's a Frostwild tracker that you know you're going to get value out of, despite the fact that the level 1 is completely terrible. I think it's really sweet. I think this is going to be a staple in like this like Echoist Ferocious Roar kind of deck potentially. I think the power at that level, like this is basically like a Mimic Worm that's consistent more or less. I think that's how I sort of evaluate it. And Mimic Worm is like pretty mediocre, but it's still like it's still really sweet. And I think giving it consistent might put it over the edge into being consistent, constructed playable.
You just gave me a terribly wonderful idea of playing level 1 Mimic Worm off of this, and then level 2 Mimic Worm off of it.
Yes. I know, like,
Fill
like
all
this
the
is,
lanes.
and the level 1 gets hit by Wirewood Patriarch. Excellent point by Corey in chat. Like, I mean, I don't know that you want to play this in a Patriarch strategy, but it's possible that a Patriarch strategy is where you just want to like go wide with this kind of strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just having
Definitely
a ton of
sweet.
free lower level creatures.
Yeah.
Having leveled Patriarchs is definitely not going to hurt you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
If
yeah,
you notice, his level 2 stats are actually quite strong for such a good ability as well.
Oh, that's true as well. Like the level 2 stats are almost in combat with Scorchbane Dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, not very much is in combat with Scorchbane Dragon. This is close.
Yeah, I mean, an 811 is already going to be fine to play,
Yeah.
especially if it's consistent. But the fact that it also gives you another free creature is actually going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and free creatures are very good with. There are a lot of cards that are very powerful with free creatures. Ferocious Roar, Twin Strength, all that kind of stuff. It's really powerful. I think this is maybe just good enough for Constructed. In like a particular style of deck. I like this card a lot.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what some of the other cards are that release. I mean, here's the entire heroic cycle. We've seen the entirety of it, but what the legendaries are might also play some role in that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what comes from that as to how all of these cards are really going to end up affecting the meta and where decks are going to really end up in the end. So.
Wait, you mean Rage of Kadris and Nexus Aeronaut?
Yeah.
Oh, they're both legendaries? Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them yet. I'm excited.
Yeah. Looks like Technonaut's stream went offline, so I'm guessing there's probably a longer wait on the next round. So let's see if we've got someone else we can tune into. In the meantime, why don't you guys think up of a giveaway? We've got that code.
Your turn, Fox.
My turn, huh? My turn. All right. Let's see. I need to check something here before I can actually say this. Actually, what is the only legendary spell that was released in Alpha?
Okay. Let me get my giveaways up.
I'm like 99.999999% sure that there's only one.
Yeah, there's only one.
Okay, good.
I can also just check on my Soulforge client just to be double sure. We're going to have legendaries, we're going to have alpha, and we're going to hide creatures. Yeah, there's only one.
All right, guys, copy pasta what ForgeWatch typed.
ForgeWatch doesn't know anything. It's not Call of Lightning. It was Patanimate.
Pretty sure that wasn't legendary.
I mean, First Restore should have been a legendary. Card was busted.